But I am
Okay.
recording.
Okay, give me a second. See if I can do the streaming thing.
Looks like you're streaming. You all still there?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm gonna get started.
Did you set up streaming too?
I was trying to, but it's not working. I'm gonna have to record and then post it later.
Mm-hmm. Can you see the streaming I've set up?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Okay, so the scene, I'll do the little lead in. So COIL is disbanded. That's something that we learned in the previous one of the previous encounters. And several ex-members of COIL have begun a kidnapping ring where wealthy officials' loved ones are being taken and held for ransom. The kidnappings often happen in plain view, and will usually involve the pretense of a police investigation or a police intervention, and then usually results in the paid ransom, returned loved ones, and then the promised anonymity of the kidnappers. It's almost like how cartels kidnap, and it's just like a racket, right? They know that that's the way it's going to turn out. Socrates intercepted a planned kidnapping of a young girl, the daughter of a local judge who has somehow quietly remained out of Destroyer's crosshairs, though he is kind of the old guard, sympathetic to the old way. And a couple of the new champions have agreed to attempt to thwart this kidnapping that Socrates intercepted. The new champions that have joined this effort are Maximum Resistance and Wild Thing, who have previously, I think, worked together or maybe met once at a building explosion. Or is this the first time the two of you all are meeting? How's that happened in the past?
So you met at Algorithm?
Yes.
Yeah. And actually, I think we met before that at Homestead.
Okay.
We kind of got brought into the team at different times, but I'm sure we've met at Homestead.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
So,
I think we're back.
Great. So you all do know each other, don't have to make introductions. Before the session started, we made, or Wild Thing and Max Resistance came up with their own character goals. So they're both playing to have certain things they want to accomplish. They'll get extra experience points if they accomplish those goals. Wild Thing's goal was to find out who the kidnapping ring's being headed up by, and learn more also about who they might be colluding with in law enforcement. Maybe even to help the judge bring back true justice. This is the daughter of a judge, so maybe there's something that can happen there. And then Max, his sole goal is to rescue this little one and get her back to her father, and of course to minimize casualties. Which, if you all have been following the game, you'll know that we've had a run-in with some casualties, and the team's obviously been struck by that, trying now to minimize casualties in our interactions. So I will set the stage, and then I'll ask for you all both to give me your approach, what you look like, what you're doing, and where you come into the scene. So you all arrive at the scene. You see a little girl walking toward the gazebo. She's holding many of her favorite books. Wild Thing, if you don't mind going first, what do you look like? Where are you at? What are you doing?
Okay, this is daylight? Or is this night this time?
It's afternoon. It's like it's early evening, so it's like 5:30.
Okay.
Yeah, and this
is a fully realized park or manicured?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but it is a manicured park. I didn't have good grass.
There's a gun laying over here in the grass.
Yeah, no, it's a gift of the map maker. So no, there is not a gun, not a gun.
It's like, wow, this is not a nice park. She should not be here.
Yes, please pretend that this is actually a well manicured. So that building over on the far corner next to the building closest to the gazebo, that's like an apartment building, and that's where she must be where she lives.
Okay. right here. How do I do that? How do I do the arrow thing to show where I'm pointing?
Is it
Tab.
Tab? Okay.
okay? You are on the building or on the street?
On the building.
Okay. Will you go ahead and place your character up there?
Okay. Oh, I gotta grab it again. Object. You. Alright. Okay, I'm down.
Okay. Then are you doing anything particular while you're up on top of the building?
I am actually not so much focusing my attention on her, but the buildings below, because I think this is the next tallest building. This one here, I believe this is on here is the tallest one.
Which one are you talking about?
Right.
Oh yeah. That's it is taller. You're right.
Right.
Okay.
But I think even so, I should be able to see if anybody's on that roof from my vantage point.
Yep.
But from here, I am watching the street, and I'm basically paying attention to anybody who's passing by, but who seems to be trying not to show that they're paying attention to the girl, but is obviously watching her.
Okay.
I'm also going to pay a lot of attention to homeless people, because they're, most people don't pay attention to homeless people, and that's why they have a better chance of getting away with things. So basically, I'm doing an overwatch of the area.
Yeah, so you have good perception rolls. Will you make a perception roll, please?
You got it. Thank you. Where is it? I really need a new, did it roll? Oh, there it is. Yep.
You succeeded by 5 against a target of 13. Okay, I'm going to take the perception roll consequence in just a second. I'm going to give Max an opportunity to do some things. And if you all both make it, then I'll describe it differently. So it's a good roll. It will have a positive consequence. Max, do you mind placing your character, telling us what you're doing, what you look like?
Well, I'm in full costume right now, which is kind of looks like a blue bodysuit. And I'm putting myself up here. And I will be overwatching the park as well. So I've got a blue and black bodysuit with a force field around me as well. And can't really see my face or anything like that. And I'm crouched down there behind the little lip there. Actually get back. Watching over. And not so much watching, I'm trying to listen in for radio chatter, because I know Wild Thing's good with the visual and the smell and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep an eye on radio chatter.
Okay, so if you will, is there an equivalent perception roll that you make for checking over the radio bands? Similar, just a perception
roll? Yeah, it's just a normal perception roll. I've got radio sense, so full spectrum radio sense.
Okay.
I can sit up here and watch cable.
You succeeded by 1?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm going to unfold these actions. With Wild Thing's role being more successful, I'll describe it as her perception, but you'll get the benefit of it as well, because of radio transmission would have picked this up. Wild Thing, when you're looking around, you will see 2 things, and I'm trying to bring the person in. You see a police officer walk up. They must have been between these 2 buildings. The apartment building where the little girl must live, and these two buildings over here on the the left, right near where you were perched.
Yeah, they came down the alleyway there.
They came down that alleyway, and there is an officer. I just need to put their token out. So give me just a second. The officer is standing near the. Basically, it's walking up to the gazebo, and I'll get the token out there. Now, at the same time, because you rolled so well, making your perception roll by 5, you see a second police officer across the way. So I'm going to put the first police officer down right now. This police officer is basically over here. Do y'all see where I put the police officer?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so that police officer is over there and is about to approach the girl. But then there's another police officer. This is the scan. And obviously you all have good position. So you see this second police officer. It's almost like kind of crouched back behind this boulder. Let me see if I can figure out how to get them. They're hidden, and that you really can't see them because they have taken some time to hide themselves. So I would say you both are able to see this scene unfold. That guy, the guy that I just put down, has been there and was there the whole time, and you all perceive him. This officer over here has just walked up from this alleyway and is approaching the girl.
Okay, my question, do they move like police? Police have a unique way of walking.
Yeah, they do. They both do.
Okay, so they are actual cops. Gotcha.
Yeah, unless you're going to do something and you'd like to do anything with the seeing of them, trying to intervene in some way, this officer that's approaching her is going to continue to approach her, and he's going to speak to her and interact with her. And then I will ask you all to make perception rolls just to make sure you can hear what's happening.
Okay.
Is the one like behind the rocks? Is he like talking in an earpiece or anything like that?
Nope. Nope. He's hidden. He's trying to be hidden.
At this distance, there's no way I can tell if he's got an earpiece, but.
Okay, so I'm going to continue in the scene. If you all will make another set of perception rolls, obviously you all are trying to perceive from far away. So I'm just going to ask you to continue to make them a couple of times. If you'll make one more perception roll each.
Oh, I failed that one.
Oog.
Oh, static. Oh, jeez.
I think I succeeded by 0. On the nose, in other words.
Okay, that'll be good. Wild Thing, you're going to hear this statement, and it's just because this officer is kind of speaking authoritatively, and he says this. Now you can relay it to Max over the comms.
I was going to tell you I would stay in contact and back and forth with whatever I'm noticing.
Okay.
With him.
So this is the dialogue that unfolds, and it's pretty straightforward. So the officer comes up, and you don't see the name on the officer or anything. Your perception rolls just weren't that good enough, but you hear him say, "Patricia, my name is Officer Noisewater. I'm a friend of your father, and I need you to come with me. Everything's going to be okay." And she responds back, "Hello, I've never heard of you before. My father always lets me read books in the gazebo after school. He'll be here soon so that we can get ice cream." And then he says back to her, "Your father won't be here today, Patricia. He's asked me to keep you safe and to take you home." So that's the interaction that's happening in the next, few moments. What do you? I'll go.
I say over the maximum.
Yep, I'm here.
He's about to he's convincing the girl to go with him. I say we let this go and follow them back to their lair. going to hurt the girl. And we have a chance of shutting this down if we know where they come from and where they're holed up.
Okay, well, did we see her come out of the apartment building?
Yeah, that's how you would have known. That's you know, that's how she's where she lives. So yeah, we'll say
Okay.
that.
I'm gonna take a little bit of time and I want to do a non-combat teleport.
Ooh. Okay.
So it'll take me a few seconds.
Okay. We're not in combat phases, right? So I think you can. I'll just say I'll give Wild Thing a couple of action opportunities, speaking opportunities, and then you'll appear where you appear.
Where did I go?
I saw you on the board, and then
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to respond.
I dropped myself somewhere.
oh no, I can promote you. Well, I think you're still promoted if you want to.
I'm still promoted. I can always bring out another. That's not a problem. It was like, where'd he go? I was just out here.
Did you fall down?
Apparently.
Into the abyss.
Yeah.
So Wild Thing is asked.
Where were you trying to put yourself?
Basically on that building. I wanted to get closer because I want to be able to intervene or be with them if they're going back to the apartment. And if they're going elsewhere, I can catch up anyway. So.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so you are on which building now?
He's on the one apartment that she's supposed to live in.
Okay, so you teleported across the way to
Yep.
the tall building over here. Got it. Okay, cool. To
Yeah, and I've got a 640-meter non-combat teleport, so not a problem.
Okay, cool. That works. So Wild Thing, you suggest that following them, and you hear the static of you really don't know what, I guess. How does your teleport sound, Max? Is there a pop? Is there a what happens?
I have probably a little bit of a whooshing sound, and I fade out and fade in.
Okay.
But basically, I disintegrate and reintegrate at the other side.
Okay, so you hear that whooshing sound, which is not normal radio silence, but obviously it's going to be a few seconds before you hear back from him. What will you do, Wild Thing, in the interim? Wild Thing, are you there?
I'm sorry, I was muted. I said I came out with a watch. I'm not, like I said, my intention is to let them go through with this escorting. I'm going to pay attention to what this guy here is doing now.
Which guy? The one that you all spotted behind the boulder?
Yeah.
One behind the boulder, yeah.
Okay, so you are not going to intervene. You're going to basically watch what happens, and and I'm just going to confirm it because I've made the mistake of not double checking recently. You will allow him to escort her away, right?
Yeah, yep.
He's armed like a standard officer, correct? Sidearm, blah blah blah. He looks like a typical officer.
That's exactly right. Okay, so that's going to unfold. The little girl and the officer Noisewater have
And understand, okay, maybe I should draw out the whole picture here. I'm not just going to let them walk off and not follow them. My whole intent is to follow them.
Yes, agreed. But you're not going to prevent her from.
I'm not going to prevent her from following. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm going to give the officer the opportunity. He's going to come up. They're going to chit chat. She's going to hand him her books. They're going to start to, you can tell they're turning away. He's right next to her. He's got her basically. He's gonna walk with her. As he starts to get close, and he's not jumping on her, but as he starts to get close, as he starts to get this close to her, and he's about to take her books, the officer behind the boulders calls out. He doesn't move, but he calls out. And he basically screams, Noisewater, what are you doing here? And Noisewater looks over to the left, and he's blown his cover, right? And Noisewater responds, none of your business, Rogers. Stay out of this. And Rogers, pauses for a second, and he walks forward, creeps over the boulder, right? And he says, I can't do that. Stop what you're doing. Leave Patricia alone.
Over the comms, just to you, I know you can see this. Looks like we have a little bit of, what's the word? Ointment? What's in the ointment? I can't remember.
Fly in the ointment?
Fly in the ointment?
There seems to be a fly in the ointment. Interesting.
Still not 100% on who is who yet. So, like I say, my concern would be to protect the girl.
Yeah, I think at this point, can you get to her and teleport her out? This has become too dangerous to leave her.
So the officer responds. The officer that's closest to the young girl responds. This conversation's happening, and y'all are having this conversation. And I'll give you some opportunities to coordinate a little bit more, because this is like fast happening.
Yeah.
And Noisewater responds back to Rogers and says, you're going to have to shoot me, Rogers. I don't think it's in you.
Get her out of there now.
All right. Well, let's get this party started, I guess. I will do a combat teleport to there. Apparently, I'm not near as big as he is.
Let me scale him down, or you scale up. Champions with
so tall, or so whoops, wrong one.
Champions with giants.
You really, really, really small. You just haven't eaten your Wheaties, clearly. Apparently.
So it's
what's this guy's name? Raven something? He's from Silent Hill? No, not Silent Hill. Is it Silent Hill or Resident Evil?
Resident Evil. Yeah, I just copied. Yeah. That's funny that you know.
Okay, so I've got 25 meters of combat teleport, so my action would be to take me to there.
Okay, and then after you do that, you're going to have to make a successful... Are you going to try to grab her? Or how are you going to...
No, that would be a full move.
Okay, so that'll come. Right, we're all close to each other.
Yep.
Okay, so this is going to go into... surely this is going to go into phases now. So I am going to bring you all into the fun. So you're teleporting into the room, to the area is going to create battle. If I can get this right.
I'm just always the instigator here.
I was going to say something snarky, but I'll leave it alone.
Oh, if you can't say something snarky to me, yeah. I'm a safe target. It's okay.
No. I was going to say something snarky that at least you only teleported in. That's all.
But that's true.
Yeah, so we will begin the combat. And with your teleporting in, Officer Noisewater will get to go first. And he is going to scream a couple of things at you. And I'm going to ask you both to make some perception rolls. You'll obviously get an easier perception roll because you're right there looking at him. You probably wouldn't even have to, but Wild Thing, I'll ask you to go ahead and make a perception roll to see if you see how this happens. But Noisewater, seeing you teleport in, he screams, "Get away from the girl! You don't have any authority here, you vigilante!" And that's obviously what he speaks, but if you look on his face, make your perception roll. Did you get it?
I failed by 1.
Yeah, you're going to see it because you're just looking at him.
By one.
Yeah, so I'll say that you see it. His face, his demeanor has changed from helpful police officer to angry, nervous, anxious. You see it on his face.
I kind of would be too if I faced off with somebody like me. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Now, how do I hold? How do I hold a face?
I believe you right-click. If you mouse over like the little tick box, it'll say, I think, what is it? Left-click uses the whole face. Right-click does a holds. I don't remember. You have to mouse over it.
Yeah, I'm trying for it. Let's see.
You actually have to trigger combat first if you haven't, which it doesn't look like you have.
Oh, I thought I was.
I don't see a turn chart yet. So you select all the people that you want in the combat and then go down at the bottom right, I think it is, and start combat. Or select all of them and up at the top, start the combat. It's one of the two.
Well, I have started the combat, and I've got you all in it. Do you all not see it?
I do not see the turn portion. Interesting.
What are you looking for? And where?
Should have been on the bottom right. There should have been like a turn chart.
Oh, yeah, that turn chart's not here. No, I don't see it.
Well, it's down on the bottom because I see it. I don't know if you all.
You see it all the time, I think.
Yeah. So it is Wild Thing's turn now. The officer held his face.
Okay. I don't want to jump in, because this might trigger something bad. I'm going to count on Maximus. I'm going to count on it. I'm going to count on you to be able to get the girl out at least. Once she's out of the area, I'll be able to do things a lot easier and safer. So I guess holding my turn, was that a correct terminology?
Yeah, you can hold it. I've tried to hold.
Can you stream it through a Discord? Maybe I can take a look at your screen.
I pressed the wrong button. That's all. He's held. I'm gonna give him the opportunity to hold. I don't know how to do it otherwise, but it's your turn now. And I can't stream because my computer doesn't have the bandwidth for it. So.
Problem.
Yeah.
So who's up now?
You are.
Okay. I'm going to look at the officer and say, "Excuse me, officer, but we were informed that this young lady was going to be the victim of an attempted kidnap, and I'm here to protect her. And it looks like you and this other officer have some sort of disagreement. Perhaps one of you is a kidnapper. So I'm going to let the two of you figure this out, talk this out, and I'm going to protect this little girl. I'm not going anywhere unless your discussion goes badly."
He says, he is definitely not interested in having you here. He just repeats you need to leave right now.
Sir Rogers, what's your point on this?
I think he's taking the same position. None of you all need to be here. Every one of you, they're both the police officer, typical police officer, and are telling you all this is not the place for you all. Everyone needs to get away from Patricia.
I think that's a perfectly good idea. Shall we back away, Officer Noisewater?
He's not going anywhere. He's like, I'm here to take Patricia home, and I'm going to escort her. So you leave.
Oh, then I can escort you.
he's gonna he's not gonna play the banter with you. He is and neither with Rogers either. and he actually he will put hands on you and push you back.
He can try. I do have a DCV of 8.
Okay, he's basically just, he's not trying to attack. He's trying to push like a push and a shove. So I'm not going to roll damage dice.
Okay.
But he's just trying to say, you get back. Like, you can't see my hands, but he's pushing back like that. I mean, if you want him to roll dice, we can, but...
take the step back.
What's that?
I'll take the step back.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want him to try to see if he can actually hit you, he can do that. But even if he does, it's not going to be damage dice. That's what I meant.
Take the step back.
Okay, so he pushes you back up. You're not coming after the police officer. Okay, so he and I guess
and I won't even try to really defend myself.
Okay, so you taking a step back, him acting, those are your actions, right? Because if anything, it would be like a dodge and an attack. Are you comfortable with it going down that way?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, so that's your turn. He took his aborted action, and then Officer Rogers is going to say, and he raises his weapon, and he's pointing it. And I guess you really can't tell who he's pointing it at, but he raises his weapon and he says, "This is enough. Everyone leave. Patricia, come to me." And she just looks clueless. He's holding his action.
Okay.
But he has raised his weapon. Before we go into the next turn, Wild Thing, you have a held action. Do you want to...
No, I'm maintaining my watch of what's going on.
Okay. This is interesting, the tension.
Yeah. That's why she's staying where she is. Right now, any wrong move could escalate.
Okay. I'm advancing a turn. Officer Noisewater goes again. When seeing the gun raised, he is going to reach for the girl and he's going to grab her.
In what manner? I mean, to protect her, to...
He's wrapping her up
as a shield?
He's wrapping her up in his arms and he's basically going to grab her to run. So he's going to make a... What would that be? How do I get back to his character to see?
Would be a grab by.
Well, I just want to see his sheet.
So you build it on the combat controller, you can right click on his name and it'll bring up his character sheet.
Yeah, but that's not doing it. Oh, now I see it. I just had it hidden. Okay. Okay, so he is going to... Dice rolls. Grab by...
And that looks like a normal gun, correct?
Yeah, that is a normal gun.
I'm not worried about a normal gun, except hurting other people.
I don't see a grab in his rolls. Maybe
It would be under maneuver.
Yeah, he just doesn't have... Oh, under maneuver. Okay, let's see.
Under maneuver.
Got to scroll
it's
down
on
a
the
little bit.
second tab. Yeah. On the third tab is a grab by, which is what you do if you want to grab something and keep moving.
Okay, he's going to do that. Grab by. And what is she, a DCV 3? I mean, that's not a...
That's normal human. She may be just a child. I mean, she's carrying heavy books. She might be lower, depending.
Yeah. I'll give her a 3, and let's just see what happens. Okay. Total 9 hits a DCV 7 or less. So, I mean, that'll...
He definitely grabs her.
Yeah, and so with that, he can actually grab her and move in the same phase. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, so he's going to grab and move her, and he is going with her over in his full run. What is that? This is just
12
human.
meters if he's normal.
Yeah, he's normal. So, well, that's his run at least. So they're going to be moving. And I'm just going to say they can get to the edge of the park.
Direction are they running?
They're running back the opposite direction. That was just the way he was going, right? So they're running at the building that you were on, the taller building that you were on earlier. And he's got her. Okay, so that is his turn with her. They are running away. She's screaming. Obviously, she's scared, and things are pretty tense. So that
I
was...
assume Rogers is continuing to point his gun at who now?
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty up.
Yeah, he's gonna toward noise water. Wild Thing, what are you doing? Are you on mute, Wild Thing?
Again, I just rolled stealth and I flew over here.
Where is this over here at? Oh, to
Right here. Right here on top of the tall building. Sorry.
Oh, so are you on top of the tall building? So you haven't engaged in the combat.
No.
Okay.
I'm doing my best to stay out of the combat. So far, nobody's been hurt. And she does have a goal in mind. And she's counting on Max to keep things under wraps so that she can stay, she can follow this guy.
Okay, that's cool. So you've taken your turn traveling, and
Yes.
you are on that building, the tall building in front.
She's confident in her abilities that she doesn't feel. She's got to jump in at this moment.
Sure. Okay. The next turn is Max. What do you do?
Well, let's see. He did a 12-meter move, and I was next to him. So I'm going to teleport, do a half-move teleport.
Mm-hmm.
It should put me close to them.
Okay. Appreciate y'all.
Just to keep up.
Okay.
And because I've got a 25 meter, so half of that would be 12 and a half meters. So, and I'm going to try to talk to Patricia, and I'm just pretty much ignoring the cop at this point. Patricia, do you know either of these men?
She said, I don't know. I don't know any of them. I read my books here in the afternoons from 5 to 6 every day, and Dad always gets me at 6. And it's about 5:30. She's like, I've never seen it. I don't know. You know, she doesn't know anybody or anything that's happening here.
Fine. Okay. That would be my...
You gonna hold?
I would hold the other half phase.
Sounds good. You've got a half phase held. Did I do that right?
Yep. I even saw it. It says maximum resistance held phase. Well, it says held phase 2.
Okay. Container. The officer, the other Rogers, had a held phase before he went to go again, and he took off running after them too. So he's going to take his full 12, and he is keeping pace. He doesn't go as often as you all, but he had a held turn and would have run after. So he is running after Noisewater, and the next person that goes is Officer Noisewater. Officer Noisewater is, you could tell that he is even more annoyed, and he looks at you, and he's frustrated to see that you're talking with Patricia even, and he about faces and turns, and he is going to run the opposite direction with her. And remember, he still has her, so they're going to come over this way to the street. So it's almost like a juke, like he is turning directions on you guys and turning around.
That's okay. I've got a pretty kitted out teleport. He can't get away from me, so...
Oh, I didn't mean to take you. Sorry. I'm going to put you back down. The young girl. Oh my gosh. I'm not taking you with me. Young girl. Okay. She is not on the gazebo. Okay, so he's got her. They're running together. That is his full phase. He has run 12 meters. Wild Thing, what are you doing? And if you're on mute.
Yes, I was. I thought I had pushed it down. Anyway, she is really becoming annoyed by this, but she's going to fly over here now. Back where she started.
Fantastic. Like from the sky scene, we see Wild Thing flying back and forth, building to building, Spider-Man style. Oh, not Spider-Man style, but it's still, that's really a fun.
This guy really, really, really sucks at his job.
Okay, make a perception roll, Wild Thing.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong thing. Let me try that again.
Acrobatics won't help, huh? Succeeded by 7, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
You guys just have to know that I wrote this down in advance. Perception rolled made by 7 mention. Okay. So you see this as you're flying back the second time, and Max, I'm telling that to Wild Thing, but I'm sure she will share because this is important. You see a SUV idling. There's nobody in it, and you see it idling, and you didn't notice it before. It was there.
The one down here.
Yeah.
The one floating.
Yeah. It is no longer.
There you go.
You see that SUV, and it was there all along. You just didn't notice it before. Idling, right? There's nobody in the car, and it's idling.
The direction he came from.
Yep. No, actually, he came from this alleyway here originally.
Right, but it was on this side of the park, is what I'm saying. He didn't come directly from the van, but at least it's on this side of the park.
So you flew, and Wild Thing, do you share? There's a van. Do you say anything to Max?
Yeah. There's an idling van at the end of that block.
Okay.
He may or may not be headed for it, but there's no one inside.
Okay, so that's your turn. You flew back over to the other side, made an awesome perception roll, and shared some information with Max. Max, it's your turn.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to teleport to the other side of him. So I'll use more than a half move. But I will say, Patricia, would you like me to call your father?
Yeah, I mean, she is definitely answering and screaming, "Yes, I want to go home. I want my books back." She's anybody willing to get her father here, she's saying yes to. So yes, call my father.
I'll actually start dialing it up in my head.
You have his number? You would have that?
I'm going to start looking at. I'm going to look at. I've got basically an internet connection all the time.
Okay, that sounds cool. Did you take your whole move to do that?
Yes.
Okay, so you are going to take your next turn to look this up.
I'll have to start doing it next round. But okay. my zero phase would have been to ask her if she wanted me to call her father.
Okay, so she wants you to. But you're squarely standing in front of him,
yes,
and you're prepared to basically take a brunt because he's running that direction, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Officer Rogers doesn't get to go yet, I don't think, because he is a slow one. Or does he go? Oh, he does get to go. Officer Rogers is going to keep in pursuit. He is not going to fire with the... Well, y'all wouldn't know that, but he's going to basically take his whole movement and try to keep up. But he's not going to stand on the gazebo. All right. And he's screaming all along, Patricia, try to break free. Try to get away. Don't let him take you. That's what he is screaming. That is the end of segment 4. Segment 5, segment 6. Officer Noise Water goes. Officer Noise Water. This is some things I think are going to get interesting. Officer Noise Water, seeing that you have teleported in front of him, comes up to you and is going to attack you. But it is not like anything you would have expected. He doesn't pull his weapon, but and you're going to see it just because it's going to happen to you. But Wild Thing, you might not actually see this because it's very subtle. He puts his hand up to you, his other hand holding the little girl. She can't see it because he's basically got her buried in his in his chest, in his face, her face in his chest. I'm doing hand motions no one can see, so you don't get the benefit of this. But he takes his hand, and his hand turns into a tentacle. And the tentacle is going to try to wrap around your mouth and choke you.
Okay.
You don't often see that with cops.
This is not normal.
I think that's new training. Yeah.
Okay, so he is going to...
Is this a grab?
No, this is an attack.
Okay.
It's a killing attack, a hand killing attack. And it's just just a special effect of how it wraps around. So he's got a +2 on the hit. He's gonna roll. Let's see. He hits a 10 or less DCV.
Yep, he definitely hit.
So this tentacle, it's like a portion of his hand. So he's got the police officer garb on, right? But his hand turns into what looks like it's a tentacle. It's like a snake's tentacle even. Like, it looks snake-like. But it is a tentacle. Wraps around your mouth. It is a no normal defense attack. The only defense is if you have a rigid mouth covering. I assume your character does not have a rigid mouth covering.
I actually have an impermeable force field.
Really?
I do.
That's awesome.
In my HDC file, my force field is impermeable.
Okay, well, so then this is cool. So it doesn't.
It doesn't touch skin.
Yeah. So it wraps around you, and the attack, like he gets you, but the no normal defense is prevented because you have something impermeable covering your mouth. This isn't a knockback attack.
He still, if it's intended to keep him from breathing or something like that, what he's saying is it's not going to cause damage just by being around him.
Yeah, it's a choke attack though, but it happens around the mouth.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not.
You can take a look at the picture and decide for yourself if the picture is accurate.
No. This is the reveal was the moment. I mean, I don't care if he does damage or not.
It's like, whoa, holy cow!
Yeah, so Tentacle Guy is gotten so frustrated with you. He's, get out of my way! And as he says, out of my way, tentacle hand wraps around your mouth. He obviously doesn't have the hurt. It's a no knockback attack. So that's his turn. Wild Thing. Well, actually, I don't know if it's Wild Thing. Max. It is Max.
It is me. Oh, it's Max. Okay.
No. It is
Wild Thing.
Yep, it is Wild Thing.
It says me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, and technically, unless you just make an amazing perception roll, I don't know that you would see the tentacle. Go ahead and make a perception. Obviously, you are a perceptible person, so maybe you do see all this for what it is.
Okay.
See it for what it is. I still don't believe it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Holy cow!
Yeah, so you see it. You actually see the kind of the glimmer of the slime on his tentacled hand, and it's immediate recognition. That's a snake hand. So yes, you can have your turn. You could have had your turn anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, maximum. Can you deal with that?
Yes, but I don't want to hurt the little girl. She's still at risk right here.
Okay. I gotta check. How do you do? What's the thing for? What's it called? Grab by? How's that work?
There's a maneuver.
That's basically, yeah, just a grab maneuver that you do while moving, basically.
Okay.
Are you gonna try to grab her from him?
That's what I'm. If he's only holding on to her normally and not tentacles holding on to her, I will make the attempt. I've got stealth up, and
he is only holding her with one arm.
Yeah, he's holding her with one arm. That's right.
He doesn't know I'm there. Hopefully, this will. Yeah, I'm going to try that.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be a maneuver, correct?
That's right. It was on the second screen. That was where I found it.
Grab is on the second maneuver screen, and grab by is on the third.
Grab by. I see it.
Let's see. And you have the flight to get to them and through. So you're going to hit you didn't roll well. DCV of 2 or less. You fly through, but you do not successfully grab her out of his arms.
Okay. Even though even with any minuses from the fact he doesn't know I'm there, that was a pretty lousy roll.
Yeah, it's like we could have figured it out, but no, not with that. Where did you end up with your mist? Are you back over here on this this area or something? Okay.
Yeah.
So Wild Thing bursts onto the scene. Instead of flying back to the other building, she swoops down through. But the tentacle hand man dodges, and the girl stays in his arms. Obviously, he's blocked, but you didn't get him.
Yeah, you hear some foreign language over the comms.
Oh, that's great. Okay, Max, it's your turn.
Can I hit him without risking her?
You would have to do hit locations. And where are the hit locations?
So if you do the where'd it go?
I'm going to my blue
Under
book.
maneuver, there's a location option.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And then there's where it says normal, you can do a drop down, and it's got head shot, high shot. It doesn't have the individual shooting forward just the head or just a hand or anything like that, but it's got area locations.
Yeah, I would just say he's got her body shot. So, I mean, if you want to hit him high shot or head shot, you can do that. But anything body and low shot, it's going to hit her, right? So head and high, those are the places you can try to avoid. Fair enough?
What's the minus on the high shot? I don't have a character sheet up here. Oh my god, I don't even have the books open.
I know, that's why I was opening my books trying to get to it fast. I didn't realize it was on the... Thank you,
Once
Bill.
I open up my PDFs, all my PDFs are there, and I've got a table that shows me everything. I'm just surprised. I just don't remember. I don't do hit location very often.
Yeah, I don't either, but it seems appropriate here. Hit locations.
High shot is only a -2 to hit, so I will take that.
Okay.
So I'll just put a -2 on that to hit. And I'm using my magnetic force blast, which is relatively low powered. Oh, well, it would help if I actually rolled 2 hit.
Yeah, I was about to say. Presumptive.
It's very presumptuous. Yeah, right. Wait a minute.
Something's going like, it's going like really slow all of a sudden.
I've noticed.
Whoa.
DCV 12. But it's DCV 10 with the -2.
Yeah, you still got him. That was the thing you wanted, the magnetic force blast?
Yeah, that was, we'll just take that as the damage roll, which is really lame. Look at all those 2s.
Yes.
Well, it would have been +2 because I put a -2 on that by accident. So it would have been 25 stun and 9 body.
Okay. Tell us how this attack, how it comes about. What does it do to its victim?
It is basically literally like a force, a magnetic, getting hit in the face with a magnetic bottle. So it's just a ball of force that comes out of my hand and flies at his, well, in this case, high shot. Let's see where it actually hits him. In the head.
Oof. And does that do a multiplier on the damage?
Boy, again, I don't use hit location all that much. For the stun, it will do, no, that's stun multiplier, ×2 stun.
Okay, so that's...
Headshots. Yeah, stun ×5.
Well, that's for killing attacks. So the stun X is for killing attacks, and the body X is for killing attacks.
Okay.
The in stun column is the ×2. And that's for normal attacks.
Yeah, it's ×2.
Okay,
So that would be 50 stun in the face.
Golly. So you see, and I'll give you the benefit of this for your last perception roll too, Welding. You see for a moment his face turn into tentacles, or like almost like why can't I think of a Cthulhu-like, for lack of a better word.
It's a mind flare.
Yeah, it's like poof, it comes through, and it's almost like the energy field goes through, like he bursts into tentacles, it goes through him, and he stands tall. You have 9 body. You want to roll some knockback to see if it does?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Is it just 2 dice?
Yeah.
I hope it's negative.
So,
I hope it's negative.
9 minus nothing. So 9 minus 10. So no knockback.
Yeah, -2. So that means he doesn't even fall down, right?
No.
Yeah.
No,
So
no knockdown or anything.
yeah. So that's great. That's the effect I was looking for. So the magnetic blast, you can see it like disrupts his tentacle composition, goes through him, and he looks at you square in the face, and he actually says, "I taste blood." That's what he says. Nope. He can't say that because you didn't get body damage through it. Darn it. He said.
I did not.
So he is.
Well, he could still taste a little bit of blood. You know?
No, that matters for him. So we will say, he's just totally ticked off. My one-liner was ruined after that, but nonetheless. So let me get health down. That was 25, 50 minus, that's 50 minus. So is it equal to or exceeding the Constitution?
Oh, you're going to make me look it up.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, that's fine. I'm quite fine looking stuff up. So I keep all the books loaded. I'm surprised I didn't have them loaded. Stunning. 62,104. If the stun done to a character after subtracting defenses is less than or equal to his constitution, there is no effect other than the loss of stun. So it has to be more than the defense and con to be stunned.
Okay, so again, he looks at you and says, "Well, that's a powerful attack. Oh, that's a powerful introduction." That's what he says. Okay, that's your turn. That's outstanding. And because the hit location had a much doubler effect, that's cool. The next turn. Wild Thing.
Okay. He's resilient. Clearly.
He's got tentacles. Yeah. This kind of sounds like it's more up in your area, Wild Thing.
Get the girl out of there.
He still has her. He still has her.
Yeah, got him. If he had been stunned, he might have dropped her, or at least let her go.
You can't teleport her out of his grasp.
No. Well, I'd have to grab her, and she'd have to be willing to go. And right now, I don't think she wants to go with anybody, so...
Looks like I'm going to have to try and get her out of his grip then. Let me take a look at my sheet for a second.
He's got tentacles.
Yes, he does.
He's got
You're absolutely correct. He has tentacles.
He's got a lot of them. He's got a whole lot of them.
Okay.
I don't see you, Robin.
This is what I'm going to do. I stand at the top of the thing, and I let out a roar.
Where are you, by the way? You missed your grab by, so I thought you were past him at some point in time. You were.
I'm on the top, the tall. I'm right here.
Oh, right up there.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought because of the grab by. I would have thought you would have like missed somewhere else.
I don't know what is. It's my full movement, right? And I think that would have.
Yeah, you plan out your movement, including the grab, and if you miss, you end up where you were going to go. So
yeah, which was going to be on top of that.
Got it. Okay, that's totally cool. I just didn't understand where you were ended up. So you're at the top of the tall building again.
And I let out. She stands, throws her head back, and she's going to roar. It's an attempt to presence attack. Is that under maneuver?
no, that you'll just have to roll the number of dice that the GM tells you to roll based on your presence and all that.
Okay, gotcha.
You probably, it might be under powers, or under dice rolls, but you probably actually have to create that power specifically. And then that's also one of those things that's going to vary quite a bit because the extra damage or dice because of, so.
Yeah, it's not programmed in there. Hold on a second.
So you just go to the roll maker. You can just go to roll maker, select the number of dice, and hit roll now if you wanted.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I just got to go in and see the number of dice. It's is it on my sheet somewhere? There it is. So it's okay, got it. So that's by 5, right?
Say that again. By 5 or what?
Yeah, it's
So
divided
you
by
basically
5.
just roll.
Yeah.
Divided by 5.
Yeah. So however many presents.
5.
And
so
you have 4 right now.
So yeah, I think this should be right.
What is your? You have a power that gives you more presents. So what do you have, like 10 dice to do it with?
Well, my presence is 40. I have a power that gives me 25 points.
I think it's giving it to you already in the calc, right?
Yeah, that's what I think so too. So I'm just going to
Roll your
is this? There we go.
10 dice. Or what is that? 8 dice?
Let's 8 dice.
Okay, so it's what are you doing? also, I need to know so I can think about what it needs to do from his presence. And who are you going after with that presence attack?
Let's see. Take a look. Is it? I'm doing this to him. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure it wasn't bought as a. Yeah, it's doing it to him. Like I said, she stood up and she threw her head back and she roared, looking, and she directs her gaze at him, and he could see her claws glistening.
What's the thing she's saying?
Release the girl, or I will end you, villain.
It's gonna make him pause. He's not gonna run. You've got his full attention, but the presence didn't exceed his. Your role didn't exceed his presence by enough to make him just willingly comply.
Okay, but it gives him pause?
Yeah. Yep. He won't take his next phase because he's turned to look at you, or to like bewildered kind of approach. So you robbed him of his next phase. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yep.
Are you going to do anything else? Presence attacks are actually zero phase actions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, in that case.
And actually, presence attacks are one of those odd things you can actually do at any time as deemed appropriate by the GM.
Yep, it's wonderful.
Okay, well then question. Would that have been enough to at least maybe have him loosen his grip on the kid?
Nope.
Okay then. I'm going to have to see if I can... he is fairly sturdy. Yeah, I'm going to have to go in and do some damage if I can.
Okay. But
So
just be careful with the girl.
Say again?
With the little one. He's got her.
I'm going to do enough. It's going to be on the high shot, I think it. Yeah. Okay.
From a distance, or are you getting down there to fight on the ground?
I'm flying down at him. No, I'm flying down at him. I don't have any distance abilities. Range shots? Are you kidding me? No.
How much movement? I would say you're probably 12 to 15 away from him. So do you have the movement to get there? And
yeah. That's 30 flight, which is in combat. I think I can still get to him, right?
Yep, half a phase.
Yeah. Okay, so going on in. I guess let's see. I have 2 different killing attacks. Oh no, that's area effect, so we're going with this one. So just roll claws, okay. I believe claws are already programmed in.
Gotta roll to hit, because that's the mistake I made earlier too.
Yeah, I plan on rolling the hit first. There they are.
But that's...
Did that just roll? No,
that's your damage. You gotta roll to hit it.
Where's the roll to hit?
At the very top of dice rolls that says to hit.
Yeah. There it is. Let's try that again.
Okay, you would hit a DCV of 11 or less. You are going to hit him. The attack... What do you tell us how the attack happens? What does it look like? Are you flashing claws? What happens?
Like I said, she did what she did. Mm-hmm. Then she comes off of the roof. I'm directly at him. Her aim is clearly at his upper torso area. As she lands, she slices across his across the arm holding the kid with one hand and another across his right arm, or at least in that area. her attention is to avoid the kid that he's holding.
Okay, and is that a high shot again, or a what just happened there in order to not hit her?
Yeah, it's a high shot.
So you would have been at -2 to do that, but you still hit DCV 9.
Yeah, so that gets her, and it gets him times 2 on the
Well, you got to roll so set the location to high shot and roll that.
Yeah, I got it.
not the 11 or less. You needed to do the.
Is this the?
Right, because if you roll the high shot, then it basically hits head, hands, and arms. Maybe shoulders.
Trying to. Oh, just.
You set it to high shot and then click the dice on the far right.
Damage. Get the die on the far right. Okay. I've been trying to do that and nothing has happened. There it goes. If
with an 11 is.
I don't understand what just happened there.
So what she did is she selected high shot, and then she rolled 2d6 plus
chest.
1. That's the location. So it hits location 11, which is the chest. So she does 6 body, and because she hits the chest, it's times 3 stun, so 18 stun.
Okay. Thank you for the help on that. The claws are. It's almost like when you are swiping at him, his chest tentacles are moving to avoid. His resistant defense absorbs all of that.
Okay. I'm assuming armor piercing doesn't count.
Is that armor piercing?
Yeah, the armor piercing.
What does that do? Cut the armor in half?
Yep.
So, and is that against the resistant armors as well? So that's 10, and then you've got
6 body and 18 stun.
Okay, so that's going to be 8 stun that's going to come through, and that is you can tell that it is cutting through him, but you can also see that his tentacles are not bleeding as a result of your cutting. It's more the force that is hurting him.
Okay.
We are taking a toll on my dude.
So definitely not a normal. He can take a hit.
Yep. You want to roll for knockback? Or does that do knockback?
It would do 3 dice 6. So roll 3 dice 6 against 6 body. The chances of you doing a knockback are relatively low.
It'd be interesting.
3, you said?
Yeah, because it's a killing attack. So 12, no knockback.
Nothing. Okay, cool. So again, he takes it solidly and says, we didn't even get introduced. he's obviously taken a beating from both of you all, but he is still tightly holding on to this little one. Officer Noisewater, he's going to recover.
So he's seen this as well.
No, that's Rogers. He's
Noisewater.
Yeah, Noisewater is the guy that y'all are beating down.
He's going to take a recovery?
Yes. He's not going to take an action, but he is going to take a recovery. Presence attack. Go ahead.
As far as I know, he lost his action for this round, or whatever they call it.
Well, I think, that's a good technical question. He's not going to attack because of the presence attack, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to get a turn. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
He's actually recovering. He's at half DCV.
Really?
And if he gets hit before his next action, he doesn't get his recovery. If he takes damage before his next action, he doesn't get his recovery.
Yes.
Just recovery mechanics there.
Yeah, I still think he's going to take it. I still think he's going to.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, so he is at, let me see if I can do combat recovery. Okay. So that is his, it's his turn. And we'll see. Maximum resistance, you get to go. Max, you there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm going to go with another headshot then, or not head, but high shot. Excuse me. With and this time he's going to get the electric blast. So let's see what happens there. So that the to hit will be -2 because of the high shot. So I put that in.
You round down on the half DCV? It doesn't matter, I guess. You got him.
DCV 8. Yes. So. And then he's going to feel the might of electricity. He felt magnetism. Now he feels electricity.
Oh, this poor dude.
12 body and 45 stun.
Times 2 for the high? Is this get a multiplier because of the hit location?
Let's see. That's a good question. Let's see with a high shot. And let's see where I roll. High shot is, where'd it go? Chest. So times 3 stun. No, it's 1 times normal stun. So it's exactly as it's rolled.
Yeah, but this is enough. You can see, and what? Tell us how the attack happens. Is it electricity?
It is a full-on like electrical bolt. Tesla kind of charge from my hand.
Okay, so that bolt of electricity, and tell me if I'm taking too many leeways, it lodges itself into his head, or to his chest, like between his chest up to his head, and it's stuck, and his tentacles are wrapping around it. You could tell they're trying to deal with it, or repulse it, or push it through, and it just can't. And with him struggling with it, and just the electricity just coursing, he collapses. And obviously he lets go of the girl. But he is knocked out.
1 inch of knockback.
Ooh.
So 2 meters.
Okay. I mean, it's going to just further knock him out. But I'm going to call him out.
2 meters is nothing.
Yeah, I'm just going to call him.
Laugh at that.
But we will tip him.
Boom. Right on top of Wild Thing.
Sorry about that whole thing. Okay, so you've knocked him out clear. The girl he lets her go. She falls to the ground. She's just wailing and crying. That was the end of your turn. So let's see what happens. Officer Rogers takes his turn, and he runs up, and he is going to try to scoop her up. He is going to have an interesting time doing this, because he is not going to try to run, he's just going to try to grab. And he's close enough that he's just going to do a grab, not a grab by.
No, he's not.
Oh my gosh. Like, and the way it happens, because he's really...
She's squirming.
She's squirming. He is dodging the move, the dude that's fallen flying. In his bluster, he basically is grabbing, and it's almost like prostrates himself onto the ground. His miss is so bad. He's lying on the ground like he was diving for home plate, trying to just get her. He's really exerting everything he is to try to almost even cover her. But he doesn't, so he's on the ground and missed her. So he's basically up here, and we're going to have him... I can't knock him over, I guess, but... So he's not been able to grab her, and that is his turn. And the next person's turn is Wild Thing. What are you going to do? Wild Thing, did we lose you?
I just got disconnected from the server.
So did I. It timed me out there. I don't know what the heck that was.
No good.
Try to come back in.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't show up on my friends list in Steam right now.
Is it you?
Let's see.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're not here. I think you just popped in. Hold on. Nope. Oh, that was somebody else.
Yeah, I'm still online though, so I don't think it's
In the
internet.
game, but yeah, it says Rampage last online 1 day ago, or not Rampage. What's so last online just now.
Yeah.
But you're not online.
Yeah. You think you're online, but you're not. Or Mother Boy, you think you're on Steam, but you're not.
But I'm not.
At least to us.
Well, I mean, so we can talk it through too. The Wild Thing, it's your turn. The Officer Rogers is lying on the ground, trying to have grabbed her, missed her. She squirmed out of his reach. She didn't get him. She's just like desperately crying. What are you gonna do, Wild Thing?
I'm going to soften my voice as best, or she's going to soften her voice as best as she can in this persona. It is okay, little girl. You are safe with us.
Wow, you're suitably creepy.
Yeah, it was a softer creepy.
The officer.
Would you like some candy?
You seem okay. Why were you in the park hiding behind the boulder?
Oh, I did disconnect from the server. Now I'm just spinning. Okay.
Now I see you as chilling in the menus.
Chilling, dude. You chilling.
Okay, let's just narrative this one out then.
I asked him, why was he hiding behind the boulder?
We'll take it out of combat. He will say, unless you all want to try to attack after him.
No.
Okay.
Not unless he's going to be hostile towards us. Basically, it's going to kind of loom over him.
No, and with everything that's just happened, he is clearly not going to try to, take you all on. And he seems just as surprised as you all are about, Tentacle Man. He says, let me get the names right for posterity's sake.
Well, I just realized I guess I can close out tabletop.
Yeah, me too, because it's definitely a drain on the systems for me.
And turn off the streaming.
Yep. Sorry.
Well, perhaps we should carry on this discussion in a more secluded location.
Actually, it turned off on its own because there's no tabletop, so...
Yeah, so, I guess...
Is there anything... Are you going to want to arrest Mr. Tentacle Face?
Hold on a second. Let me stop my recording.
Okay.